We're back. We're ready. XRP just hit a massive, massive achievement when it comes to futures. The volume that we are seeing is absolutely unprecedented. And it makes me think, and other people think, that once we get these spot crypto ETFs approved, things are going to go absolutely bonkers. And it's not just me that's saying this. There's actually ETF analysts that are repeating the same thing. Also, crypto.com's Crow is still pumping, which is very, very, very exciting. And we've got a lot of XRP news, just market news in general. And we do have to talk a little bit about Google, so stick around for that. I'm WendyO. I talk everything crypto every single day. If you are not following me already or subscribed, make sure you do so you don't miss anything. Smash the like, and of course, drop me a comment because I read all of them. Thank you so much to everybody who's watching me on YouTube, on TikTok, on Rumble, on Twitch. Let's go ahead and give a shout out to all of our channel members, and happy hump day. I went ahead and I wore the tube top for you guys today because it's our tube top Wednesday. But we've got Mr. R, Mr. D, Mr. John, Mr. Gamer, Mr. Lawrence, and gorgeous Alexander. But let's get into it. Today's kind of like a really slow news day for the most part. But you know what? That's okay. We all need a little bit of reprieve because I'm a little bit tired. Oh, and we're also going to talk about what's going on with the Federal Reserve because we all know this Federal Reserve stuff, things happen, okay? Market goes up and down. There's volatility. So let's go ahead and just get straight into it. All right, so this is what the crypto market's currently looking like. We're looking okay. Crow is up 30.1% based off of the announcement from yesterday, and the market overall is looking great. When we do take a look at Bitcoin, we were able to get back above that crucial area of support, which is great. Because I want to say we were over at 111, we were down below $111,000 yesterday. Yeah, we even got a swing low to about 108,000, 109. But we are back above. We're back above $111,000, and we do need to close about it. Technically, we're still in a downtrend. It would be nice to kind of get back above $115,000 area. So market is looking good. Well, Bitcoin is looking good. On the weekly, still not great, but again, I will just take a close above $111,000. Now, Ethereum is doing okay, but not great. Again, Bitcoin and Ethereum seem to have this inverse relationship this cycle, which isn't great, but hey, we will take it. We did hit all-time high last week, close to about $5,000, and we did get a swing wick load to about 4,300. We do, as far as support and resistance areas, let me take a look at the daily first. Realistically, I just want to see us sustain above $4,000 because again, once we get above 5,000, we're in price discovery and there's a lot of unknowns. You can use fibs for that as well. Taking a look at Solana. Solana is back above $200. Let's hope we get that close above $200 today and we continue our upward trajectory. XRP is back above $3. I would like to see us get back above $3.11. Things are currently looking good though. SUI is at $3.49. Chainlink is showing some really nice strength, decent strength at about $24. This candle is not super great because there's a lot of uncertainty, but overall we seem to be in a tiny itty bitty uptrend, which is good over here. Cardano, finally getting back above 86 cents, which is nice because it acted as previous support. I'm going to have to redo this chart for you guys, so I'll do that when I get off the air. Hedera, HBAR, is currently trading around 24 cents, just kind of doing its sideways thing over here, which is more than fine with me. I don't mind it at all. Taking a look in the entire cryptocurrency market cap, we're currently at about 3.85 trillion. And we take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is actually still low, which is good, clocking in at about 58.09. Love to see it. Love to see it. Hopefully we get some nice altcoin movement. But let's go ahead and cover what's going on with XRP because this is exciting stuff. And even though we don't have the XRP spot future, or excuse me, the XRP spot ETFs or any other crypto ETFs because the SEC keeps delaying them, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I did a video for you guys yesterday about it. These numbers don't lie. There's a lot of interest here, an absolute lot of interest. And shout out to Mr. Kelly for joining, Mr. Lawrence, Mr. John Germain, and everybody else that's just chilling over here. So let's go ahead and cover some of the data over here for the CME futures, okay? CME futures. 1 second, gotta go all the way up. So XRP futures on CME reached 1 billion in open interest in just over 3 months. It's the fastest ever for any CME crypto contract. And I've been really outspoken about XRP and retail's interest in it. And for some reason, crypto Twitter doesn't care, and that's fine. They're all living in a bubble over there. But the XRP spot ETF, once it goes live, it's going to go absolutely berserk. That's just my personal opinion. And I read all the comments and I kind of look at social interactions and I'm able to kind of see what's going on with that. But again, even these numbers don't lie at all. XRP futures have traded over 251,000 contracts worth $9 billion, with record daily volume of 235 million recorded in July. And from Cointelegraph, it signals a shift towards institutional grade trading and risk management for XRP. And I agree with that take. I definitely do. And again, I do think that we will see a lot of retail kind of pour into these once we get the XRP spot ETF approved. XRP joins Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and CME's crypto futures suite. And CME total futures open interest recently surpassed $30 billion. And it kind of shows all the stats over here, okay? All the little stats over here. Absolutely love to see it. And Mr. Nate, he is an ETF expert. He says CME Group says XRP futures contracts have crossed over 1 billion in open interest. Fastest contract ever to do so, just took 3 months. There's already 800 million in futures based XRP ETFs. And he says, think people might be underestimating demand for XRP spot ETFs. And I agree 100%. A lot of people don't seem to understand how popular XRP is, especially with retail on platforms like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all the other platforms. Crypto Twitter has always given it a bad rap for the most part, and that's fine. That's their business. But realistically, at the end of the day, that's what retail's interested in. And retail does have the capacity to really, really add a lot of liquidity for things that they're interested in. So we're kind of seeing that happen with the futures right now. And the future is going to be bright, in my personal opinion. Again, that's not financial advice. And then the next story about XRP here is from Ledger Insights. Chinese supply chain finance platform Logies inks deal with XRPL. So it's going to be with XRPL, with the Ledger, with the chain. They are a digital supply finance app on the XRPL, and the focus is likely on cross-border trade finance. Logies enables invoice-based credit between suppliers and large buyers funded by banks or asset-backed securities. The deal includes plans to tokenize RWAs like supply chain finance invoices. And again, this is another use case for RWAs, tokenization. When we're talking about tokenization, it's not just with Forex, it's not with stocks, it's not with digital assets, it's not with real estate. You can actually do business on chain, and this is exactly what it's proving. So there's no information if they're going to have their own treasury or whatnot, but I think we will see a little bit more of that take off. I know I talked to Gamer earlier today, and he was telling me that he's been doing really, really well with DATs, trading those companies that have digital asset treasuries, crypto treasuries. So there's also that. And then our next story over here is from Standard Charter. And, when I do videos about Ethereum, you guys don't watch them. So I know that retail is literally not interested in anything Ethereum right now. It's mostly institutions, which is fine. But again, we're going to see a lot of money come into Ethereum. My personal opinion. Someone says Chainlink is better than XRP. You can't really compare Chainlink and XRP together. And that's the thing when we have chain maxis. Chain maximalism is moronic. When we're talking about different chains and utility, you have to pay attention to that. But being a chain maxi is not going to make you money. Chainlink is for oracles. XRP is like a banker's coin. And that's not a bad thing any way, shape, or form at all. They do different things. And it's important to realize what that utility is and not say, well, I like this better. See where you can fit in and make money. That's just my personal opinion, but I digress. You got Solana at $20. Did you trade with me when we did that last time? Anyways, everybody's just mad because they want XRP to hit like $500 today, and that's not going to happen. It may never hit $500. You don't know. But anyways, Ethereum has got a lot of interest of traditional finance, and that's important to pay attention to. If you're somebody that does not want to trade Ethereum or invest in Ethereum because it's super expensive, that's fine. You don't have to. You could take a look at DATs, digital asset treasury companies. So Standard Charter's global head of crypto research, Geoffrey Kendrick, calls Ethereum and ETH treasury companies undervalued despite recent price action. And we'll see if that actually comes to fruition. When we're talking about these stocks that are affiliated with the treasury companies, those might be undervalued. We don't know yet. It's really going to it's going to take time. And also too, with traditional finance, when you're talking about a derivative on a derivative on a derivative, you're essentially owning a part of Ethereum if you invest in those, or the Bitcoin treasuries, etc. This report also went on to say that treasury firms like SBET and BMNR trading at low NAV multiplies versus master MicroStrategy. NAV multiplies compare a company's market value to the net asset value of its holdings. Firms like SBET and BMNR are trading at newer NAV multipliers than Master, meaning that their stock prices are more affordable, cheaper relative to their assets. E-Treasury firms earn 3% staking yield, unlike Bitcoin firms. And that's a really unique thing about the Ethereum treasury firms and the Bitcoin treasury firms is you can earn passive income on the Ethereum itself, not necessarily the the stocks, like a lot of the MicroStrategy stuff is giving dividends, etc. And that's important to know. So when we start to see more digital asset treasury companies, DATS, DATS, that's what you'll see them as on the internet, then you will really start to, we're going to see a lot of other POSs get integrated, which is good. Proof of stake, passive income. Also, DAT seen as more investable than ETFs. They can stake and use DeFi, and Kendrick maintains a 7,500 year-end price target for Ethereum. Kendrick, it's a little low, honey. Let's go ahead and call for 10,000. Just kidding, not financial advice. Now, there's a little bit of a report coming in from Binance. It says Binance stablecoin inflows top 1.6 billion, signaling traders positioning for a rebound. And I actually agree with this too. So 1.65 billions in stablecoins were deposited into Binance, meaning that traders are ready to enter into new positions, and they're waiting to buy that dip. They want to get the best entry possible. And this is the second time this month that inflows hit 1.5 billion. 1 billion in ETH was withdrawn from Binance during the same period. And that's because what these people are doing is they probably are in profit of their Ethereum trade. They're withdrawing it. They're either going to stake it or do something with DeFi, lend it, use collateral, whatever that may be, or they might just hold it or they might sell it. We don't know. But those are just different things going on over there. Now, Rex Osprey, kind of going back to the treasury companies that offer staking. Rex Osprey seeks SEC approval for BNB staking ETF following Solana fund route. And I think that that's why there is going to be, we're going to see a lot of these treasury companies and new treasuries come out and want to add cryptos that you can stake so that they earn that passive income essentially like dividends. But this one is going to be an interesting one, and I think it will get approved. I think we're just kind of waiting for the SEC to figure out what's going on. It's going to be like October-ish. But anyways, Rex Osprey filed for an N1A registration with the SEC for the first U.S. BNB staking ETF. May use liquid staking protocols, ETF to trade on CBOE, BZX, and the ETF share creations and redemptions will be processed in cash, so no in-kind redemptions. That's okay though. Also, this happened yesterday on hyperlink, hyper whatever. I don't really use that. I know a lot of people like it. I know people like holding the coin, but basically there's 130 million in XPL open interest was wiped out on Hyperliquid in minutes due to a price spike over 200%. Open interest fell from 160 to 30 million, and over 80% of positions were wiped out. A whale-long order triggered the spike, causing liquidation, cascade, and auto deleveraging. So basically what happens over here, you can pretty much trade like you would on a centralized exchange like Femex using leverage, but you can do it in a decentralized manner, and everything is super transparent. And however, stuff like this can happen when, there's a lot of whales. It's a little bit more, it's more of the Wild West than it would be on like a Binance or a Femex or a Bybit. So there's that. Now, JP Morgan secures 500 million capacity in Numerari following breakthrough year. Let's go ahead and read a little bit about this because this does matter. It is important. So JP Morgan Asset Management committed 500 million to AI-driven hedge fund Numari, and they use crowdsourced AI models. They also operate their own crypto token, NMR. And this is interesting because it is affiliated with the crypto token. Remember, JP Morgan hated crypto, and they still kind of do. Now, with that being said, the fund integrates AI, crypto, and quant strategies. And the investment could more than double Numari's current 450 million assets under management. And again, we're seeing traditional finance hit into AI, RWAs, and DeFi. So the fact that JP Morgan is investing this much money, their investment arm right here, they're investing, sorry, my nose is like itching like crazy. The fact that they're investing this much in AI tells you it's a sector you should probably be paying attention just a little bit, okay? Also, the firm is scaling its team with hires from Meta and others. I wonder why. The ticker NMR is up 117% in the past 24 hours, trading at $23.30. All-time high was 168.49 in July of 2017. Now let's talk a little bit about DeFi. Aave Labs, remember I told you guys to pay attention to Aave? Well, they debuted Horizon to let institutions borrow stablecoins against tokenized assets. This is really, 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 really big news. Really, really big news. Aave is one of the most popular and most trusted DeFi platforms, okay? It was really, really big in 2020, 2021, and DeFi is really making a comeback on Ethereum. And the fact that we have the Genius Act approved, which, governs stable coins, and we're seeing traditional finance kind of and institutions and all these stuff kind of check in and utilize Aave, that's amazing. Absolutely outstanding, okay? Let's talk about it. It's a big deal. And it's, if I put this in the title, you guys wouldn't watch it, but hey. So Aave Labs launched a platform for institutional borrowing using tokenized RWAs like U.S. Treasuries and collateral. And this is why we talk a lot about RWAs, tokenization. Borrowers can access USDC, RLUSD, and GHO stablecoins. GHO, I believe, is in the little ecosystem of Aave. The stable. I want to say it is. I could be wrong though. But again, USDC and RLUSD. Great news for XRP, right? Or Ripple's ecosystem. Supported collateral includes tokenized assets from Super, State, Circle, and Centrifuge. VanEck, WisdomTree, and others will be added soon. Wow, real traditional financial companies, VanEck and WisdomTree, will be added, and Aave will be using them. Pretty cool stuff, right? A platform is aimed at institutions seeking short-term liquidity or yield strategies on tokenized asset holdings. Chainlink mentioned here. Chainlink Tech provides real-time on-chain data pricing data for accurate collateral valuation. Again, when we're talking about Chainlink over here, we talk about Chainlink a lot because not only do I hold it, but I think it's a great asset, primarily because it's almost in every single ecosystem possible. And if a project is not using Chainlink but claims to be DeFi or claims to want transparency and accurate data feeds, they do need Chainlink. There's not really a lot of a big competitor for that. So with me, hey. I think it's good stuff. Good stuff going on over there. Also got a little bit of HBAR news. Is that AE, a creative webpunk social platform, will be launching on September 9th. And it looks like it's going to be launching on Hedera. So, and it's going to, they posted that they have confirmation from Apple and Google Store. So that's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited to see that and see what they got cooking over there. Now, we do have to give a shout out to our partners today from Ledn Finance. And yes, we do partners on this show. First and foremost, all of the FAQs are going to be down at the bottom over here. And if you guys are interested in checking this out, watch this entire segment because this could actually potentially help you with taxes and other things like that. So you do not have to sell your Bitcoin. And that is a tax kind of secret that people talk about. There is risk associated with it, so you do have to talk to your CPA. But Bitcoin loans are a very popular thing, and they will continue to be more popular in the future. Me personally, I don't plan on selling any of my Bitcoin for the longest time. I do plan on taking collateral against it and using it for hard assets, etc. And I am going to chat with you guys a little bit more about Ledn, but they do have a lot of FAQs over here, and always make sure you guys chat with your financial advisor, always, because it's important you know what's going on. Again, my ref link is going to be in the description below, so if you're interested, go ahead and take a look at it, okay? So TradFi adopting crypto is great for our bags, but let's be real, they still suck at some things, and you can't take loans out yet with Bitcoin. So that's why we like to look at platforms like Ledn. Getting a traditional loan means weeks of back and forth credit checks and fixed collateral. This is very much true because I have purchased a house before and you have to do those things and it takes a long time. But with BTC-Fi, it's a different game. No credit checks, approvals are fast, and you can get funds the same day. So shout out to Ledn for sponsoring the show. They offer Bitcoin-backed loans that are flexible and easy to use. You can borrow against your Bitcoin while holding your position. There's no need to sell, which means no taxable event. Again, talk to your CPA, make sure that this is a good fit for you, and also read the FAQs, understand the risks. And it could be very useful if you need cash fast or you want to buy a house. There's different things you might need this for. Everybody's got different hopes, goals, and dreams, okay? Now, let's go ahead and take a look at another little piece over here. This is going to be their social over on X, so make sure you guys follow them. But more importantly, this post from BitGo. I love BitGo. I think BitGo is actually absolutely amazing. But BitGo posted from the early days, BitGo has been a trusted custodian for hold with Ledn. So the fact that they utilize BitGo as custody, I think that's absolutely amazing just because BitGo is one of those big heavy hitters in the industry. So assets are held securely in custody and they do provide proof of reserve. So everything is transparent. Loans run for 12 months and you pay back when you're ready. Just stay within your terms. Again, understand the risks here. So make sure to check them out over at Lend.io. The link is in the description. And as always, do your due diligence, guys, okay? Now, next story over here. This is going to be an interesting one. So let's go ahead and listen to this clip because Lutnick says the Department of Commerce is going to start issuing its statistics on the blockchain because you are the crypto president. This is with his conversation to Trump. So let's go ahead and listen to this because things are going to get pretty interesting with this.
Two more things. The Department of Commerce is going to start issuing its statistics on the blockchain because you are the crypto president, and we are going to put out GDP on the blockchain so people can use the blockchain for data distribution, and then we're going to make that available to the entire government so all of you can do it. We're just ironing out all the details so we can do it. Two more things.
This is really cool. We still don't have note if what type of blockchain is going to be used, if it's going to be private, if they're going to create their own, if they're going to use a layer, like we don't know. But the fact that that these conversations are actually happening in Washington and we're seeing the public servants really discuss this stuff, I couldn't be more happier. I couldn't be happier. I think it's absolutely wonderful. And if you're not bullish about this, you should be, because again, this is a pro-crypto country. And it's nice to see these types of conversations take place, and we don't really have to live in fear anymore, really, when you think about it. So that's super cool. I love to see it. While we're talking about private blockchains, where'd it go? Hey, is it this right here? Where'd it go? I can't find the damn thing, but I'm going to read it to you, okay? Google Cloud is developing their own blockchain for payments, currently in private testnet. They're going to make their own Google Cloud Universal Ledger, designed as a private permission layer 1 network focusing on compliance, and aims to serve as a neutral infrastructure layer usable by any financial institution, currently in private testnet. What do I think about this? I don't like it. I don't like it. I think it's bad. I don't like private anything. Blockchain was created for transparency, but you can still remain anonymous to the extent. And anytime we're talking about corporations and stuff like that, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. But again, people do need their privacy, so why not? We'll see. I'm getting tired, guys. I'm starting to wipe out. Really quickly, Trump Jr. joins Polymarket. I love Polymarket. I think they're awesome. Polymarket is recently valued at $1 billion, and they recently acquired derivatives exchange QSEX for $120 million, gaining a CFTC license. And again, we talk about companies that invest in other companies because they already have the licenses, and that's exactly what Polymarket did. It's more affordable. The DOJ and CFTC investigations into Polymarket are closed, and Polymarket users traded $6 billion worth of contracts in the first half, which is awesome. Also, CFTC left with a single commissioner as Johnson exit crypto oversight in limbo. And a lot of these people are leaving because they want to go to the private sector and they want to make those big bucks. Okay, big bucks. Also, U.S. CFTC taps NASDAQ surveillance system as expands crypto oversight. They partner with NASDAQ to adopt their market surveillance system. Aims to protect public markets from fraud, abuse, and manipulation, which is a bunch of BS because we know that happens anyways. The Clarity Act would give CFTC jurisdiction over crypto and introduce registration and compliance rules. The CFTC also launched the Crypto Sprint initiative focusing on the futures trading and policy agreement. One of the things with this is we are actually going to see the CFTC and the SEC finally get along and work together on crypto regulation per the Crypto White House report. So I'll take it. Also, Kobeski letter said Trump isn't firing Powell, but he wants control of the Fed board. I don't blame him, because the current Fed board we have, they're of mentally diminished capacity. We need to lower interest rates because high interest rates, what are they doing? Absolutely nothing but making it hard for people to live. And I also read this. I got in an argument with people on Twitter, but I do that all the time because it's just what I do. It's not that I'm problematic. I just have an opinion, and I think people need to expand other opinions. But 38 years apparently is the median age of first-time homeowners, and that's crazy. I was not 38 when I owned my first home. There's no shame to anybody who's owning their first home at 38, none at all. But it's just showing how crazy inflation is. It really, really, really is. If you really think about it, being able to own your first home at 38. You should be able to own your first home after with a job. Like maybe I would even late 20s. Like that's the American dream, and that's no longer here. So my personal opinion, American dream is having a house that's paid off, owning Bitcoin, and passing those down to your kids, because we don't know what the hell the future holds. That's just me though. Anyways, though, I gotta get going. My butt hurts today. My glutes hurt, because I did some weights yesterday, and I was doing some arms, but my arms are tired. So tomorrow's gonna be a light day, probably just Pilates. and stuff. And my hair, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's a shampoo. It is not, good curl's not holding. Everything's all dry. Maybe it's because it's darn weather. But anyways, though. How do we store crypto? You store your crypto in cold storage. Ledger, Treasure, Arculus, Tangem, OneKey, whatever it is you're comfortable with. Paper wallets are better. Eventually, we are going to see a lot of this transition to banks. So that's what we are going to see. But anyways, I got to go because I need a nap. And Lowe's got an early day today, and Mommy's tired. Sending you guys love and light. Thank you so much. I got a video coming out for you guys at 2 p.m. PT, so watch that. And then, of course, a news wrap up. I want to go back to Hawaii. I really, really do. I don't like the gym, Callie. I don't like it. I don't want to see people. I like to be alone. I appreciate you guys too. Thank you. I need to go to Tennessee too. I have family there. What was I saying? I have to go. Oh, at 6 p.m. PT, I post a news recap video for you. Sending you guys love and light. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. I'm not DMing you. You can send me an email, though. Thank you.